Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Trexler, and welcome to this big picture introduction to this Climate Risk MBA course. Before getting into a more detailed discussion and lots of slides and graphics, I wanted to give you a quick sense of why I put together this course. We're at a point in the climate change conversation where the business community is not only being blamed for climate change in a big way, but it is being asked to solve it. And increasingly, companies are stepping up to the plate with net zero commitments and all kinds of other things. But how will that play out? Can companies really solve climate change? Do companies really understand the risks of climate change? Would aggressively disclosing climate risks open companies up to future liability if they're unable to mitigate those risks? There are tons of questions like these that companies should be aware of and thinking about. I started working on climate change more than 30 years ago, and I founded the first advisory firm in the United States focused on business climate risk and risk management. I've worked with companies and organizations around the world on understanding climate risks and tackling climate change. And I know how difficult it is for business decision makers to get their heads around a topic as big, as uncertain, and as fast moving as climate change. It really does represent a perfect storm, or perhaps a Gordian knot, for business risk assessment and risk management. Which is why, when it comes to business and climate change conversations, I really like this Albert Einstein quote. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions. We don't follow Einstein's advice nearly enough, and this course is an effort to rectify that, at least for this particular topic. This is not really a how-to course. I won't be exploring the details of calculating your carbon footprint, or who to buy carbon offsets from, or how to disclose your climate risks, or how to carry out climate change scenario planning. Although I've worked with companies on all of those things, there are all kinds of resources out there to help you tackle those specific needs. And in fact, I'll point you to quite a few of them in this course. But my goal is a much more ambitious one, and is to provide anyone thinking about climate change from a business risk or risk management perspective with the foundational knowledge to arrive at more robust and evidence-based business responses and strategies. Whether it's knowledge about the knowns and unknowns of climate change itself, or how to define and measure risk, or the knowns and unknowns of forecasting climate futures, as well as the knowns and unknowns of potential climate solutions, and much more. And of course, we'll cover the wide range of business-specific risks and responses to climate change. The reason this course is called a Climate Risk MBA is not because you'll earn an MBA, but because what you'll get from the course is, at least in scope, the equivalent of a whole series of graduate level courses. I teach business climate change mitigation at the graduate level, so I have a good understanding of what goes into such a course. And what you'll get here is much more than you can get in any individual course. And yet you can complete this Climate Risk MBA in just a couple of days, especially if you experiment with turning up the speed of the videos. I've designed this course so that it's easy to add materials as business and climate change conversations evolve, and it's easy to update. I would welcome your feedback and suggestions on what would make the course more valuable for you. So go ahead and jump into the course, and I hope it's useful to you. Thanks for watching.